Avoid World War III at all costs. Stay cool. This is a Thor News presentation. Hit the button, baby. Thor News presents. Alright, party people, let's do this. This is part 2 in my Jade Helm series. I would like to start off by saying that I hope everyone will be respectful to each other while disagreeing in the comments section. I still believe that America allows you to have your own opinion. No matter what it is, whether we're talking the Big Bang, Jade Helm, God, I, Thor, believe you are entitled to your own opinion. So I would prefer it if people would argue rationally, because in my opinion, if you go to insults in your first comment, second comment, or third comment, that means you don't have a very good position to stand upon. And if you believe you're right and the other person is wrong, there's no reason for you to even waste your breath or energy insulting them. Okay, now I touched upon this subject, Jade Helm, because I was asked to by many people, and so I did it. And so a lot of people got pissed off. So here I am. 'Cause yeah, I guess I knew subconsciously that by touching upon this subject, that I would have to make a ton of videos on this subject. Because there's so many aspects to the overall situation. So let me get down to the very core of the thing that I've been racking my brain with for 5 years. What is the end game? Now, I'd like for all you geniuses out there to explain to me the overall end game and how it works. Now, you have to recognize that during this video, technically all my videos, I'm talking to the 13,300, all 52 secret societies, and you. Man, that's the way it's always been. You know, when I talk to people about my 100-year Earth truce where no nation shall war against other nations, you have to include every single group in the truce. It's the only way it'll work. Everybody gets a second chance. That our society has become one giant Band-Aid ball that for like 50 years, 70 years, all we've been doing is putting Band-Aids on our society. Instead of making major overall changes, like for example in mass transportation, we just build another highway there, put another road there, pave back the roads over. We never take any giant leaps forward in civilization advances. Because politicians and corporations make the most money this way. And money has ruled and dominated everything. Now for about 7,000 years, basically the bankers have ruled have funded both sides of the war while starting the wars. It is my personal opinion that America was actually founded by English bankers and that they fabricated or started the whole war in the first place, so that way they could fund both sides while still having America as their little funland playground. And it's been that way ever since. So, let's get to step one of the Endgame plan. When I hear people talking about, okay, the overall government's plan, put everybody in FEMA camps. I explained in my last video, you got 300 million people, you can't just shove them all into FEMA camps. You got 400 million people, you can't just shove them all into FEMA camps. It's not how it works. And another thing, how many of you guys have gotten a chance to talk to millionaires and billionaires? I have. In the course of my life, I have gotten the chance to meet, talk to, and know several millionaires and billionaires. And, man, a king doesn't want to lose his kingdom. So the idea that like 200 billionaires are getting in a room together going, okay, let's get rid of all the things we love in society and life that put us on top above everybody else. And let's just reduce that down and have a FEMA camp world. Like that is ridiculous. That's no millionaire or billionaire I know wants to give up status quo. They're in the middle of the pink now. They get to do whatever they want. They get to go to all the greatest parties. They get to travel all over the world. They get jets. They get harems. They get whatever they want. You know, they have all the power. They have these ultimate king lives. And you really think they're all planning to just, okay, like, no, like, let's kill everybody, or let's put everybody in FEMA camps and have a horrible, horrible world. I mean, it's just ridiculous to think that all the richest people on the planet, who mostly control everything, want just some desolate, horrible prison camp world. I mean, it makes no sense. On the next part of the plan, if you understand secret societies, you will understand that secret societies are highly fragmented and they're extremely compartmentalized, meaning that the orders that get passed down, I would guess maybe 12 guys know what the end game is, and that everybody else thinks they know, or everybody else is being sold some bullshit, bogus endgame plan, but they don't know. But as I've been watching, they're starting to figure it out, and they're starting to realize whatever endgame plan they've been sold is no good, is total bullshit. Albert Pike's letter pretty much leads us up to now and stops and just ends with some fantasy utopian society. So that, well, let me go back to the first part. From my deductions on the Endgame itself, it has become so anti-human that I really believe whatever the overall plan was is not from this planet. Or if it is from this planet, it would be part of the Pangean biological science sector that really just wants to get rid of every single human being and let Mother Earth be. Now, this plan didn't work on Mars because when they tried to do that, they popped the cherry and lost the atmosphere. And I'm pretty sure the same thing would happen here now if the 12 monkey Pangean biological army motherfuckers tried to kill everybody again. Same shit would happen. Same thing with, I have talked before in Hangouts about I can go through almost every single depopulation plan that you can come up with, and I can tell you exactly why it would never work. The whole idea of having all these rich bankers go underground, the minute they go underground, money is no longer currency. And so your most ruthless warriors and mercenaries become the warlords. So the rich people lose all of their power, and the warlords become king. In what would be an extremely bloody, grotesque, underground battle for supremacy. Do you recognize this? Also, all the women, all the families, everybody that was taken to an underground life, maybe 10% could handle it. You know how they test people rigorously to go up on the International Space Station or go into space? It's the same thing with being trapped underground for 3 months. Most people can't and won't be able to handle it. So you had one life you knew, you loved, or at least partially liked, and that is all ripped away, and all of a sudden you're living in a little bunker, living in a little apartment underground, never get to see the sun. You're gonna go fucking crazy, and a lot of people are gonna be lost. So the idea of any type of depopulation plan never really works, man. You know, unless you've got just like 100 people who are like, okay, we're the 100, we're gonna kill everybody else. And that's not even gonna work either. Like, there's no karmic way that is going to work. And it's also like me saying, and I'd also like to point out, that's what the whole thing is that the banking military system has worked for 7,000 years. But we have now reached the technology point, and it is my firm belief that Skynet went online 100% in 1999. And so a lot of these groups are being controlled by an artificial intelligence entity, which is why it's become so divide and conquer, which is why it's become so anti-human. And that, as Stephen Hawking has pointed out, as Elon Musk has pointed out, no one can control the artificial intelligence beast. And so that's where we're at. And that's where Albert Pike's letter leads us up to. It leads us up to the technology era, which we are at. If we engage in any type of actual World War III scenario, everybody's gonna die. We are 70 years past the atomic bomb. So what we have to kill people now will blow everybody's minds. Literally. So it's why I believe so much in the 100-year Earth truce as the only option humanity has. Because any type of trillionaire ideas to reshape the world will not work. Any type of science ideas to just call the planet population, that won't work either. There's no depopulation plan you can put in front of me or in front of you that's going to work. And I can guarantee motherfucking you. Now, if you want to go way, way out into woo-woo land, I feel like I gotta be friends with the sun. I guess she likes the attention. She likes it when I sing to her. And that she's pretty fucking tired of us. She's tired of us whining all the fucking time. She's tired of the death, the destruction, the deceit. And that any mass plans that would be pulled off, my ace in the hole is the sun will just fuck you up and ruin everything you ever tried to accomplish. And that without the sun, you got nothing. Absolutely fucking zero. So all your master plans of your little mice and men will be reduced to ash. Unless you can somehow figure out a way to exist in this solar system without our good friend the sun. Now, shit. See, I was all emotional when I made this, so I didn't hit a lot of points. Maybe I should write all this shit down. I'm trying to say that you gotta think this shit through. And so I'm asking you, and go ahead and write it in the comments. What is the end game? Because you can look at all the middle moves all you want. But without the end game, it does no good. And it's like when they put up the Georgia Guidestones, it's like population of 400,000. and then the laws. It's like, okay, how are you gonna reduce? How are you gonna kill 7 billion people and get away with it? And if you don't think universal justice would fuck up your plan, you're wrong. And that's what most people don't seem to understand is just because these people have been basically dog paddling in the exact same banking system, war system for 7,000 years doesn't, just because they've been doing that extremely successfully, doesn't mean they have the ability to just kill 7 billion people and start over. That is a completely different thing than obfuscating, than jumbling people's mind with bullshit on the TV and lying to people about religion and God. I mean, that is something no one's ever done before successfully. Ever. So, man, I've been obsessed with saving the world since I was a little kid. I mean, I got drawings and papers. That's why I got into movie writing. All my movies are about saving the world and being cool, man. Like, that's what I'm going for. And that's where I come up with the 100-year Earth truce. It's our only solution. And in subjects like this, you get people, the people who are addicted to anger. The people who are like, hang all the bankers, hang our government. That's not gonna happen, man. It just ain't gonna fucking happen. You ain't gonna run down the Goldman Sachs building and light it on fire. You are not gonna beat Goldman Sachs. You're not gonna beat Lockheed Martin. You're not gonna beat Northrop Grumman. You're not gonna beat JP Morgan Chase. You ain't gonna be hanging bankers from fucking light poles. You may fantasize that shit, but it's not how it's going to be work. You may fantasize about that shit, but that is not how it is going to work. There will be no violent revolution that ends successfully. The only chance we have is a renaissance and a global moment of forgiveness where we all just get a second chance and start over. And think of all the things that cause war. Think of all the exact subjects that people go to war over. And it's all bullshit shit that started before we were all born. Or it's just a profit engine. And the very bankers and government guys you might be mad at. That's the whole key to the 100-year Earth truce. They can go from being the villain to being the good guy, and we can all benefit. We can all be involved in this system that lasts 1,000 years. We can all be an integral part of making the great generational change that lasts 1,000 years. It's the only option we have. If you can come up with a better plan, I would love to hear it. But I tell you what, any depopulation plan is some supervillain fantasy that will never, ever, ever work. You hear me? Also, I'd like you to explain to me the benefit of, like, okay, we have the most powerful country in the world, let's just totally destroy it from the inside. Why would people do that? But like I said, I don't have all the answers other than the 100-year Earth truce and how to build the 1,000-year society that lasted year 3000. Alright, crap. See, I just rambled all over the place. I need to write this. I'm gonna probably do another video, but I'm gonna write it all down well. Okay.